It's very interesting that there are a number of these peptides that have been identified now that will help us with tissue repair and regeneration. So there's a couple different ways that can happen. One is that there are certain peptides that will specifically act on some of the connective tissues like muscles, ligaments, tendons, and help to repair damage. And the other approach is there are certain peptides that are very good at helping to stimulate your body's production of growth hormone. And that's also a driver for tissue repair and healing. So we have kind of these two different approaches that we can take with peptides for recovery from injuries. So we do see, lots of relatively high level athletes that are struggling to recover from an injury. And so what we find is when we approach this from, a variety of angles, the physio and the rehab side of it, nutrition, hormone optimization, and then adding in these additional peptides, what we find is that we can get people better quicker and back to their sport of choice. So it can really accelerate the recovery when it's combined with some of these other modalities. They absolutely do fall into that regulatory problem, okay? So the types of things that we know that are performance enhancing for athletes is supplement with protein, supplement creatine, you can supplement caffeine. These things are known to be performance enhancing and they're legal. The problem with some of the peptides that we would use for injury recovery, things like BPC 157 or TB4, we can talk a little bit more about those substances. Those are banned by the World Anti-Doping Association for competitive athletes. The types of hormones that we would use to boost growth hormone production or putting someone on growth hormone, that also would be banned by the World Anti-Doping Association. So we have to be careful with the level of athlete that we're dealing with. If it's a recreational athlete or university level athlete that's not going to be subject to drug testing, these things can be quite helpful. So what we've seen is a type of a situation that might typically require sort of 3 to 6 months of rehab could be dramatically shortened to maybe 4 to 6 weeks instead of 3 to 6 months. So it can be quite substantial. I work very closely with a number of rehab specialists and refer people to physiotherapy all the time for injuries. So I think that that's entirely appropriate as a first step. If you've suffered a bit of a strain or an overuse injury, get started with physio right away. If your recovery is kind of stagnating and you're getting stuck and you're kind of not getting to where you need to be in a timely fashion, that's where we want to try and intervene with something additional. And you don't have to go on for months and months and months before you reach out. If things are not getting better in just a few weeks, let's try, an experimental peptide and see if we can just get you that extra bit of improvement that you need.